everybody, back to my vlogs. I'm so happy, especially since more people are watching my videos, and apparently my latest cover exploded. So I absolutely am grateful for that. I thank you guys so much for loving it. I really wasn't expecting it to go crazy like that in just that short amount of time. So big thanks to everybody who watched it, who loved it, all that. Yeah, I am gonna be taking a break from my covers for a while and go back to the vlogs, because I honestly, wasn't intending to make a lot of covers, but I just kept getting new ideas of stuff I wanted to sing to you guys. So, but I'm back with my vlogs. And I know this is a strange one. I know you probably read the title and are just like, what? What? This is seriously a thing? Yes, it is. It's actually a thing. But don't panic. It's not me. I'm not the singer who hates singing, I promise. I absolutely love it. I love singing for you guys. I love making these videos. I'm here to stay. No worries, my friends. But I do know a singer who thinks that, who feels like just the fact that she is a singer is just absolute torture. It's insane. I'm not gonna put out any names or anything like that for privacy and all that, but I did want to put this out there to let people know, yes, this is a thing. And if this is something that you deal with, that you're not alone. There's actually someone out there who is dealing with that too. I know it's not very common because most people can't stand it if they can't sing, right? If somebody thinks they're a bad singer, a lot of people think they are and they're really not. Let's just get that out of the way. But if somebody thinks that they can't sing, normally that's what people can't stand. They can't stand it if they can't sing, right? Well, my little friend here is the other way around. She can't stand the fact that she can sing. Sorry, there's a lot of traffic out there right now. But yeah, she really, she thinks that she kind of sees her singing ability as a curse, which it's sad. It is, because she is probably one of the best singers I've ever heard, hands down. Better than me, even. I honestly think she is, but at the same time, she absolutely just cannot, her ears just cannot stand the sound of most people singing, and especially not her own, you know what I mean? Now, it's funny because we're friends, right? We're really good friends, actually. And she can't stand singing, and what do? I'm a singer, right? Well, she's gotten pretty comfortable with me singing around her, because I try to do it in moderation, for one, and for two, I took all the fluffy, frilly stuff off my singing voice that, most of the stuff that drives her crazy, I've removed all that from my singing voice long before she and I met. So that's a thing. So that's why she and I can still hang out even though I'm a singer and she can't stand it. But it's also funny because, like, she sings all the time, and I think that's part of the reason she also lets me off the hook a little bit, because she can't not. Like, she sings all the time. Like, she is just a singing fool, you know what I'm saying? Like, now she doesn't do it around hardly anybody. Like, she only does it around a couple of people that can keep it private, you know, and don't go sharing it with the whole world. Like, her loved ones have no idea she can sing. They kind of know, but they believe that she doesn't sing at all. But I know better. But you know, she only sings around a couple of people, and she does it mostly in private. But I, with her permission, have gotten to look at some recordings that she's made, and I'm telling you, over the years, this girl has made enough private cover songs to take up like 2 CDs. It's insane. She's made enough covers for, like, she's made like 2 albums worth of cover songs. She doesn't like to sing, right? But she can't stop herself. What she does is lock herself up in a place where no one can hear her and sing her heart out to, quote, get it out of her system. But that's not working because, well, she decided on that a long time ago. Like, way before she and I even met, right? And she's still singing. She just can't stop. Bless her heart. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into her not liking singing. There's a lot of stuff. And some of it, you know, may not seem too terribly crazy, but some of it you may be like, really? What's going on? But when I tell you this stuff, just, you know, be careful not to judge. I don't judge her for any of this, and I ask that you don't either. But I just want to put this out there to, you know, let people know this is real. This is something that is a thing. And, you know, kind of take away the loneliness that people who do experience this might be feeling, because no one around them is like that and they don't understand. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into her dislike for singing. The first thing, well, she's told me that she hated singing all her life, right? And she has super sharp, like, hawk ears. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, she can hear things miles away, and, like, she can sometimes hear just tiniest little thing perfectly. Like, perfectly. It's unreal. Like, she is fantastic. And, you know, she has perfect pitch. Like, this kid, she does play a lot of instruments, which is awesome. She could probably, I've seen her play I've seen her play like a keyboard without turning it on a couple of times. And she's And I'm like, wait, it's not even on. She's like, I know. I'm just trying it out in my head before I play the song in real life. If you put earplugs on this chick, she could still play one of her favorite songs perfectly, no problem. She could still do it. Like, she's freaking Beethoven. That's how good she is. Like, she's got it down, right? With her pitch and stuff, and like she'll hear things in her head, and then she'll go play it, and she'll be like, okay, that's exactly what I imagined it would sound like. Okay, or no, something's not right here. Let's fix that. And like, just so amazing at that, right? But the thing is, in spite of all that, this beautiful, beautiful gift she has, and it is a beautiful gift. Certain noises just absolutely drive her insane. Now, she loves instrumental music. She loves it. But she absolutely hates most people singing. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's people that can't sing very well. No. It's people that can sing, even if they can barely sing, or even if they're like perfect professional crazy singers. She can't stand anybody like that. Most of the people, if she does like somebody singing, it's either because they absolutely have no tunage whatsoever, or they have a super laid back, easy singing style that has like almost no fluff and frills and all that. Which I used to do all that, like, growing up, as I said in a previous video. But thankfully I stopped doing that before I met her. But yeah, like, she cannot stand most people singing, and it's good singers, not bad singers. It's the pros. When she hears them, it sounds like they're being tortured, she says. It sounds like their little vocal cords are just being tortured. And I asked her jokingly, I said, do I sound like that sometimes? Especially when I'm, playing around with my embellishments. And she's like, yes. Now, she's okay saying that because she knows I'm okay with it. She knows I won't get offended, she and I have something worked out where we can still be, where she can handle me, because apparently I make it just comfortable enough where she can handle my singing in moderation. But so there's her sharp ears, and I think she said that I can't remember the name of her ear condition that she says, her hearing condition that she said she thinks she has. I think it's like misophonia or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Something phonia or something. But it's a real thing, Some people just have like really sharp ears that, just can't handle certain sounds well. And sometimes that can be a pain because, especially if it's something that you hear every day, like people singing. Woo! I can't imagine what she goes through a lot of the time, when she has to hear people singing a lot. It often gets her really drained, and sometimes it upsets her, and she has to get away from the environment and all that, And she's had a lot of issues with that. She's got a lot of stuff around that. She's got pretty strong senses anyway. So, I mean, she's got a pretty good handle on it. But, that is one of her pet peeves is singing. She just can't stand it. Like if there's like a musical or something, more than likely she's not gonna like it. If it's musical, forget it. Like she's not gonna watch it. She won't. But lucky for her, I'm not a big fan of those either, so yeah. Made her feel a lot better. And another thing is, I don't know if it's because of that sharper sense in the way that singing often sounds to her or what, but in her mind, we should not be able to sing well at all. We should just be able to speak, and that's it. Not that's my crazy cat. That's my crazy cat. But yeah, she thinks that our voices should not be able to sing like that at all. She thinks it's not natural. Like we just shouldn't be able to do that. She just feels like it's the most foreign thing ever. She's just like, there's no way. There's no way we should be able to sing like that. Like, at all. And she thinks that singing, especially singing well, is absolutely dangerous. Like, it's absolutely, like, totally not safe to sing like a pro at all. I have been with her during a few different cases of finding out that, a famous singer had a vocal injury. She actually told me that when she found out that Adele had her second vocal injury, you would have thought, and this is her words, you would have thought that somebody had told me she passed away. You would have thought somebody had told her that Adele was just gone, right? It was just her voice, yes. She just, messed it up again from her, like, way heavy singing, And, that's, she was a notorious oversinger, and I'm sure that when she comes back, because apparently she is coming back to singing, she might still be doing some of that stuff. I don't know. I haven't, heard anything new from her. I've just been reading up on it because I miss my darling Adele and I want her back. But yeah, anyways, when my friend told me that, about her experience of, finding out about that second vocal injury, she said, you would have thought somebody had told her that they had ran over her puppy. That was how bad it was. Like, she was so upset about it. And she was just like, and she said, this isn't the first time. She said, I've done it with other singers that I didn't care for that much. And I know. It's funny because Adele does pretty much everything this kid doesn't like. But she listens to her because she likes her songs. She doesn't like her voice, but she likes her songs. And that's another thing. She does listen to the radio and stuff occasionally, and she does have a huge library of songs that she likes, and she does listen to them even with the singers and all that. But she has a system where if she needs to take a break and listen to the instrumental versions of those songs where she doesn't have to hear the singers at all, she has a lot of instrumentals of her favorite songs for that reason. She alternates between those two, which I think is an excellent coping strategy for her sensitive ears. It really is, and she says it really helps her out a lot. Which I think is awesome. But yeah, she is a big nut over vocal health, and so am I. I mean, I really am. And this is gonna sound crazy, but I don't really believe that there is any way to completely to sing completely healthy and have absolutely nothing, have absolutely no damage done to your voice. I just don't really think there is such thing as a 100% healthy way to sing, because, well, one, there's so much info out there on how to do it, and most people that you hear don't follow it or don't do it or whatever. But also, I still, to this day, I still have my issues at times, especially if I am singing a lot in one sitting, even I still get tired at times. But my vocal issues have gone down so much since I kind of let up on the ways I used to sing and stuff. And I've told her that. I have. But, she and I are big, vocal health nuts when it comes to singing. And she's just, bless her heart, she cannot stand listening to anybody sing live. She can handle the radio and stuff because she handles it better when it's, auto-tuned and stuff like that. She can handle that better. In fact, one of the things that she does is one of the things that she's told me is that she can handle it better if it's been recorded and had some effects on it, because then she can, at least pretend that it's not entirely real, even though she knows it is. She says she feels like that kind of helps a little bit. She said, now it has its limits, she said, but it does help. But she can't stand anybody singing live because, well, there is the song doesn't often sound the same, she doesn't like it when they sing it differently live versus the recorded a lot of the time. And, her thing with live singers is she just gets so paranoid about their vocal health. She's just they're hurting themselves. They can't sing like that. That's not cool, And she just can't stand it. She just gets so worried about their uh, about the singers ruining their voices, she can't possibly enjoy a live performance. This poor thing cannot stand any of those award shows or the singing talent shows on TV. She can't stand any of that. She cannot stand it. At one point, she had a loved one that went through a phase where they were watching the Voice a lot for a while there, and she just pretty much had to isolate herself and stay under her headphones every chance she got because, woo, that was torture for her, you know? And poor thing. I just can't even imagine how much that drove her crazy. But yeah, like she can't enjoy live performances at all because she just feels like this person is torturing their voice for my entertainment. This isn't cool. You know, it sounds like they're hurting themselves. And she says those talent shows pretty much sound like just a screaming contest. That's really all it is. She's just like, who can make the absolute worst sounds possible is gonna get all the chair turns and all the buzzes, and sadly, I think she's right about that in a lot of ways. So yeah, there's that. So she just gets so cringy, like crazy about it. She just cringes so much over it, and she just can't stand it. And you know, she's done a lot of research on this because it was such a pet peeve of hers. You know, she has been researching stuff about vocal health and all that, and has been, believe it or not, learning more about how your singing voice works and all that. And some of the vocal coaches that she had read and read their articles and listened to their videos, I've actually listened to some of these people myself. When, you know, just checking up on my own singing, you know, and kind of adjusting it to feel better and sound better over the years. And I still do that. Like, I don't have a coach that I actually speak to, but I listen to a lot of them online. And sometimes I use their warm-ups and all that. And long before I even got to her, she'd been looking the stuff up. And she'd actually been watching some singing tutorials here and there just to kind of learn more about why her voice is even able to sing at all. And, you know, she's got a lot of the terminologies down, so she can tell you exactly what she doesn't like. And where a lot of the stuff comes from, a lot of the things that she doesn't like, she's got a pretty good list. She doesn't like riffs and runs. She doesn't like vibrato. She doesn't like when people sing really high. She doesn't like, you know, when people sing really loud and they're belting and all that. She can't stand any of that. And she especially can't stand the whistle register, which honestly, I don't like it either. I just don't think it's a safe way to go about things. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that she doesn't like, you know, is stuff that, well, I don't do. So I think that's why, like I said, I think that's why she tolerates me, why she handles me so well, because she surprisingly does. But yeah, like, she really can't stand it if somebody can sing even a little bit. And she gets so annoyed with people when they say they can't sing, and then she hears them sing, and she's like, they're not that bad, never mind. But, like, it's funny, because you know, she is absolutely crazy over this stuff. She can't stand it, you know. And she thinks that all this stuff, you know, hurts your voice and it's terrible for you and um you know, it's just why even do it? Like it sounds terrible. Why are we even doing it? We're just torturing our voices. That's how she feels about it. And but the good news is not all of this is weird to me because a lot of this stuff I actually agree with too. Like, you know, there are some things that a lot of singers do that really aren't healthy for them. Like, you know, the whistle register thing, singing really high, you know, that can tire your voice out. Like, I, you can probably, you know, you hear my, my tone of my voice and you probably think, oh, me as a soprano. Well, that's not exactly true, I don't think, because I have I have a bright tone like a soprano, but I really don't sing that high these days. Now, back in the day, I used to go really really high. I used to go like way up there. Maybe I'm a soprano still. I don't know, but I haven't been singing like that in quite some time because I just didn't see any need for it. I really didn't, you know. And well, I can hit some pretty low notes, um, too. Even though I sound like a little kid, you know. And I know a lot of people watching this are like, "You sound like a little kid." I am all grown up, but I do have a kind of a squeaky voice. But yeah, anyways, you know. But I don't do a lot of the stuff that she doesn't like, so. And also, you know, she and I both agree that, you know, the kid pros, the kid singers, which I'll do another video on that separately, that their voices are especially at risk. And she and I were both kid singers, so, you know, we both kind of came out into this world singing like that in the first place. You know, not to say we were perfect, because we were not. You know, I'm still not perfect. She's way better than me, but she's still not perfect, you know. Um, so, like, there's that whole thing. But she gets really, you know, worried about singers' vocal health because she just feels like, you know, we shouldn't even be able to do that, period. We shouldn't be able to do that at all. And she can't handle live singers. She can't handle, especially when they're embellishing and they're going crazy. And another thing she told me, and this, you would think this would offend me, but you know, the way she explained it, I'm not hurting at all because, well, she and I are still friends, so let's just get that out of the way. And like, I'm a real open-minded person anyway, so I think that's why I handled it better. I don't know. But she did tell me, she said, Mia, you're so lucky that you and I are friends, considering the fact that we're both singers and I can't stand singing. And, you know, you sing all the time, she said, because most of the time I actually have been trying to avoid any interaction with anybody that's a singer. She said, I just don't want any more singers in my life, because she does have a lot of friends, a lot of like, well, people that she knows. I don't know that she'd call them friends, but she does know a lot of people, and some of them are good friends of hers that do sing really well, and a lot of them most of them she's not like super close with. There's a couple, you know, and then there's me. But she knows a lot of people that sing really well, and she tends to kind of avoid them, and she doesn't get too close with them because, well, they're gonna drive her crazy with their constant singing, and two, she's gonna be a total health nut over them, and how they sing and stuff. And also, most of these guys don't know she sings. They don't know any of that, and she doesn't plan on telling them. Like I said, she keeps it private because she doesn't want anybody to know that she's a singer. And she doesn't want anybody to like her singing voice, and she knows. And I know this too, and she knows that everybody who has heard her sing, especially the people that used to hear her sing before they suddenly didn't anymore, everybody that's ever heard her sing absolutely loved her voice. And that's me included. I love her voice so much. I do. And she's gonna kill me for saying this. But she knows it. She knows I love her voice. She knows everybody who has heard her likes it. But she doesn't want that. Because she knows that if people like your singing, they're gonna want you to do it more. And she said that is the last thing she wants. So, and also, oftentimes when she talks about, not liking singing and all that, people are so... they give her such a hard time over it. They really do. Like, people judge her for it so bad. And, there have been times where she had to ask people to stop singing because it was driving her crazy. And just about every time she's done so, she got called rude or, she, got called disrespectful. And she wasn't doing any of that. She was politely asking these people not to sing. And she let them know that it was because, because of her sharp ears, she just can't tolerate singing. She let them know that so they wouldn't get offended. Well, they still got offended, and they still said, "Girl, you're gonna have to get over it. You're gonna have to grow out of that one of these days. You're gonna have to stop getting so upset over people singing around you and all that." And there are times when she's, she's been really, she's been picked on really hard about it. And when she tries to explain her thoughts on it, people judge so freaking harshly. They really do. I've heard some of the stuff people said to her, and she's told me a lot of the stuff people said. A lot of people just would tell her just to get over it, or you're rude for asking me not to sing, or something along those lines, or that she was making a big deal out of nothing. And she had a heck of a time in elementary school when you had to go to music class once a week. She had a heck of a time with that. Every time they had to sing, she would throw a fit, and she just couldn't stand it. And people gave her such a hard time over it. Her own family members have even made fun of her over it. And I just felt so bad for her, because, this is a thing that, she's had all her life. She can't really do anything about it. She's tried everything. There's really nothing she can do to get rid of this. This is not something that she can... This is something that she has to live with. Her hearing sensitivities, they're there because of her gifted ears. They're a side effect of it. And she's never going to be over that. You know, she has ways to deal with it, and they do help most of the time. But when she tries to advocate for herself, it often makes things worse, not better. And, you know, people are just so freaking toxic about it. And like, I just feel awful for her, you know? And, you know, if that's something that anybody that's watching this right now, if that's something you're going through, even as a singer, I just want to let you know I'm not offended by it at all. I completely understand this is something that you have to live with, and you know, my heart goes out to you, and you know, you're not as lonesome as you thought. You feel that way because everybody around you is probably giving you a hard time about it. But I just want to let you know, this is coming from a singer. It's okay that you don't like it. It really is. And people should respect you when you're trying to advocate for yourself. You know, because this is, you know, something that's really all you can do is, you know, advocate for yourself, try to make the environment a little more friendly to you, you know, find a place to go away if you need to, all that, you know what I mean? You know, this is something that isn't gonna go away, you know. And my friend is, you know, she's talked to psychologists about this. You know, she's talked to them about it. You know what I mean? But, you know, none of the methods that they suggested have been helpful to her. So she just kind of stopped talking to them about this. She's mostly pretty okay with, you know, she's accepted, you know, the fact that she has to live with her ears being that sensitive, and you know, she's okay with that. The only thing she's not okay with is the way that people don't listen to her, and the way that they make fun of her when she tries to advocate for herself. It's so wrong. It really is. It is so wrong. When somebody is advocating something like that, you know, you gotta respect that. You know, even if you don't like it, you know, you're not gonna be able to fix it. So you have to accept it. And just, you know, let that person be themselves, you know what I mean? Like, she feels like because her dislike for singing, you know, is so unacceptable, she feels like it's really hard to, it's one of those things where she feels like she can't be herself around people because it's, you know, gotten her into some, you know, bad situations, you know, just her being honest with people. And that really makes me sad, you know, because like, she doesn't deserve any of that, you know what I mean? You know, she was actually really slow to tell me some of the stuff. But and I can just see like the pain that she was in when she would talk about how, you know, other people judged her for it, and, you know, tried to fix her, tried to tell her that she was messed up, or, you know, would sing in front of her anyway just to get her upset. You know, that's just not cool. It really isn't, you know. And people have tried to explain to her all the good stuff that singing does for you and all that, and she doesn't believe any of it. You know, I've even, you know, pulled up some stuff about like the, you know, and, you know, really just to ask her how she felt about it, not to try to convince her like everybody in the past did, But I pulled up some of those articles about, the singing and health benefits, just to kind of see what she thought of it. And you want to know what she said? Please, again, don't judge. But she pretty much said that every bit of it is BS. She doesn't believe any of it. She said that is not, it's not like that for her. She said, she pretty much flat out said, she doesn't get any of those benefits. She said, there are other ways to get all those health benefits. And she does do a lot of them, She does do a lot of other alternative stuff that makes her happy and healthy and all that stuff, And she's pretty sure that singing will never, ever benefit her in any way. And it's funny because there were a couple of times where, like, when she would be in a really good mood and she would be singing, I'd be like, you say singing doesn't make you happy, but you're smiling like crazy. And she would say, well, I was already in a good mood before. Or, that's to keep me from being tortured. Some stuff like that. Just jokingly just saying. She's saying, I'm just, I was already happy before. Or, I'm trying to protect myself from the torture because it's painful. It really is. And bless her heart, she's got this thing going on, and she sings all the time, and she has this beautiful voice that she just cannot stand. And it's not just her voice, it's anybody that sings like that. Anybody that sings, pretty much most people that sing well, she can't stand it. You know what I mean? And I just I feel terrible for her, because it's kind of kept her boxed in because nobody understands her. And that was one of the main reasons I even wanted to make this video and tell you about her, is so that you guys know this is a thing, that there are people who just absolutely cannot stand singing, and not to blame them for it, not to judge them for it, really get to know these people, and help create the space that they need in order to feel comfortable with you, even if you are a singer. You know what I mean? And just kind of get this stigma out of the way, because I know that there are very few people in this world that are like that. I know it's a very rare case, because most people absolutely love to sing and all that, even if they're not good at it. You know what I mean? But there are people that can't stand it, and unfortunately they don't have very much of a support system, and I want to give those people a support system. You know what I mean? I want them to have somebody that will listen to them and love them the way they are, and not try to fix them just because they can't stand singing, even though most people can, or whatever. Whether it's a hearing sensitivity, whether it's a something else, I don't know. And I have gotten to know my friend very well, and when she would pull up some of the stuff that she learned, some of the stuff that she had read and listened to and all that, I would often ask her questions, just out of total curiosity, like, and how do you feel about this, what do you think about that? And she she was pretty against most of it, you know, especially the whole healthy singing thing. She just doesn't think it's even possible, you know. And this poor kid, she swears that she has lost her voice more times during her heavier singing periods than she ever has. Like, she doesn't lose her voice very much, but when she sings a lot, even with better technique and all that, she still, you know, she still tires out. And she's just like, you know, there's no such thing as a healthy singer. I don't believe in that. There's no way anybody's, you know, gonna make it to where my voice doesn't tire out from singing and blah blah blah. And, you know, she really does believe that. And like I said, I don't judge her, you know. I understand this is something that, you know, she has to live with. But, you know, one of the big questions that has run through my mind recently is obviously I can't fix her her sensitive ears. They are that way for a very good reason, and it's actually a beautiful thing, even though it has its setbacks. You know, like that's not going to change anytime soon. It's just not. But she has told me that she wants to completely just stop singing, at least with her good voice, and she just wants to turn off her singing voice completely. Like, and just, you know, stop singing or sing as little as possible. And she just, you know, doesn't want to sing anymore. And she's been trying to do that for years. She really has. And, you know, which is an odd thing, but, you know, there's a reason for it. You know, she's told me, she's like, some days I wish I was, you know, she'll actually tell you that she wishes that she was a bad singer, so she wouldn't have to go through as much of the torture as she's going through, because a lot of her trigger set is her because she can't stop singing. You know, she wants to completely turn off her singing ability and just get rid of it completely. Of course, without hurting herself, but yeah. But, you know, she's kind of, you know, she's a singer, though, you know, she's been doing it for pretty much her entire life, you know. And, you know, even with her sensitive ears, she hasn't stopped yet. So, like, I don't know that she's ever going to be able to completely stop. And I don't know that, I'm not so sure that she's going to be able to, like, completely lose her singing voice unless she just goes cold turkey about it. You know what I mean? I could probably help her sing differently with, you know, take out all the fluff and frills. And, you know, she is okay with that, she said, but it's not enough. She said she just wants her singing voice gone, like, completely. Like, she doesn't even want to be an easy vocalist like me. She wants it gone. But she can't help herself. A lot of the times when she sings, she still uses her good voice because, you know, she's so, she's so, you know, well tuned up that, you know, it's kind of hard for her to use her fake bad singing voice. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes she'll purposely sing really badly, sing really off key. And we got some friends that really can't sing at all. And she said, she actually handles them pretty okay for the most part. And, sometimes I'll sing badly just for giggles because I've made her laugh a couple times just by doing that. And she thinks it's just the cutest thing ever. You know, and she's done it, to kind of ease up on herself. But, it is rare, So the big question that's been coming through my mind recently, especially while, thinking about even making this video, was, how can I, help her, balance the singer in her and her sensitive ears to maybe work together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Does anybody, if you're watching this, does anybody have any idea how, like, I can have her, balance her, singing stuff with her hearing sensitivities and all that, so that it can, so that those two opposing things can, work together in a way. You know what I mean? I'm honestly curious about this. You know what I mean? Because what I think she will probably end up doing is finding some kind of balance where, even though she doesn't completely stop singing, she will, find a way to do it so that it's more comfortable to her ears and it's more in moderation and all that. I don't know yet. how we're going to do that. 'Cause she really doesn't want to sing at all anymore. She really doesn't. Like, she wants her singing voice just gone, And, and we have one other friend that does understand, her issues with singing. And we've talked about possibly, throwing some weird, random, not true, but still something that she would probably fall for thing that kind of, that kind of uses her, like, everything that she doesn't like about singing and just puts it into a reason to stop. Like, our other buddy that understands, threw out a random idea. She said, what if we told our buddy, whose name I can't mention, that if she keeps singing like that, her singing voice is going to, quote unquote, burn out, and she's never going to be able to sing again. Now, we got that idea because all three of us are, like, huge SpongeBob fans, like, big time. And we were watching the episode where where Squidward lies to him about burning out his laugh box so that he doesn't that he quits laughing. So our other friend was saying, what if we did that with our singer who hates singing, by telling her that if she keeps singing like that, if she keeps singing with her real voice, she's gonna burn it out. She's gonna burn out her singing voice, and she'll never be able to do that again. It sounds silly, I know, but you know, I have a feeling our buddy would fall for that. I honestly think she would. Because, I mean, she understands, that we're pranksters and all that, and she gets that, but I almost feel like maybe we can make it seem real enough. I don't know. I've been debating whether or not to do that, because she may not believe it. I don't know. But knowing how she feels like singing is just this dangerous thing that it's going to destroy her voice, even if you do it quote unquote properly. I don't know. But that's a thing, that's an idea that we've thrown out there. So she would just have to turn it off, because if she didn't, well, what's gonna happen. So I don't know, we're still thinking about ideas on that, and if anybody's got any suggestions in the comments, love to hear it. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there and, let my fellow singers know that this is a thing. There are people out there that absolutely cannot stand singing, and, it's okay. There's good reason for it. Some people's ears just don't handle that well, and it's okay, And if you are a singer, but you really don't like to sing, or singing just bothers your sensitive ears, or if there's something else that's makes you not really like being a singer, it's okay. I know it's rare, but that doesn't make you crazy. Okay, it's it's something that can be challenging to live with, but there is somebody out here who does understand, and who does care, and realizes that there's a good reason for it, and that there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. And if you're somebody who's never heard of this sort of thing, I'm just here to let you know it is real. And just if you come across somebody like that who can't stand singing or whatever, don't make fun of them, don't judge them, love them for who they are, and try to work something out with them. So I hope this video helped you guys out on both sides. If you found it helpful and you want to hear more of my vlogs, make sure you subscribe, and you turn on your notifications, and you hit the thumbs up, and let me know what you took away from this. And feel free to check out my other vlog that I've done on this channel, my first video. I'll stick that in the description. And also my covers, I won't be doing those for a while. I'll be focusing mainly on the vlogs for a while. But definitely take a look at my covers and all that good stuff. So I really appreciate you guys listening in.